Now, there's something happening we should all know about. Yeah. Barbara, do you want to make this nice announcement?
Well, this is not a big deal.
It is a huge deal. Okay. When was the last time you did it?
She never did it. Okay.
Huge deal.
Well, so I am leaving tonight to go to Argentina. I'll be gone a very short time. I will be back next week at this time to see Iguazu Falls, which I'd never heard of. My friend Cindy Adams is going. It's going to be her birthday, and she asked me to go with her. And I'm going to go to Buenos Aires. I've never been. I've been to China 4 times and never saw anything. I went to Australia for 1 day to do an interview with the wife of the crocodile hunter, remember? Yeah. So I finally think I'm getting to the point in life that maybe I can just go someplace and see something.
In Argentina, you can go and get a hot man, Barbara. You can get a hot little boy in Argentina and have some nice stuff.
Yes, we weren't there together, but yeah, I love Argentina.
Barbara, how many days are you going for, though?
Very short time.
Why don't you stay for a week?
Because you may get used to it without me.
Never.
But I do, speaking of getting
reruns.
I do want to say, while we're talking about saying goodbye for a minute, that we have the most wonderful senior producer, Matt Strauss. Yes. And this it doesn't matter much to you, but it sure does to us. Since this is my last day on with Matt, we wish you the best. He's going to do another show. And all our staff is wonderful.
But the thing about Matt is that he's been with us for 12 years.
Since the first day.
He was a baby when he came here. Now he's getting married, and he's going on to another show.
It's like you and me. We were babies when we began here.
We were all babies, yeah. But he also is the person who's a lot of the month in review. Matt is involved in that. I'm going to worry about that.
He was an errand runner when he started here.
Wow, very well. Congrats, man. You guys have done well. You know this. I want you to enjoy your trip because you'll love Argentina. It's spectacular. But yesterday...
Wait a minute. Can you sing Don't Cry for Me, Argentina?
See, I didn't do it.
Come on, sing it.
I didn't do it.
You have to sing it with me.
Well, you start.
No, you got to do. You all have to do it with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to Come on, with me. The audience. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Don't cry for me, Argentina.
$50,000.
Close up.
Yeah, we got to stop now.
Evita Perona's turning over in her grave, and I will visit her.
She just got up out the grave, and she's on her way here. But listen, yesterday President Obama opened the possibility of prosecution for those who authorized interrogation techniques like waterboarding on terror suspects during the Bush administration, saying the techniques have the U.S. losing moral bearings and will not be used while he's in office. And there is a whole lot of heat going back and forth whether this is the right decision, whether you can do things like waterboarding and stuff and still hold on to your
deprivation,
your Christian beliefs. So I'm putting it to the panel, including the birthday woman.
Well, Dick Cheney has said that this is what kept us safe. So there is that, it's the morality. If you it is the morality of doing what's right. He says it's effective. Other people say it isn't.
Wasn't he a little bit covering his butt by saying that, since he was one of the top people in office at the time? Well, he may have an ulterior motive, Dick Cheney.
Dick Cheney, though. It's the CIA. There's many CIA members who have said that without those techniques, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed would have never released actionable information that we received. This was the mastermind behind 9/11.
Elizabeth others said we had the same information, and some in the CIA say it isn't effective. That's why.
I say release. Why are they only releasing partial information? Release the information that actually worked, that got this. And I guarantee you, if President Obama is faced with the same crisis, okay, God forbid, let me just finish. If he is faced, he will use what he needs to keep our country safe. We need to know the amount of lives that were saved through that information. Okay,
whether or not. A lot of people say it's unreliable. Unreliable information, including your best pal, John McCain, says that it's unreliable information.
In some cases, but there is, they say because people may. Well, the argument there is that people will just spit out any information to get out of the torture. However, there is an out where, in their beliefs, if they are under such harsh circumstance, they are able to provide information, and Allah will release them the same and provide them with the same reward. There is that information out there. All I'm saying is, this president will do whatever it takes, like he's doing with wiretapping, to keep our nation safe. I guarantee that.
We may not resort to torture.
I don't know a lot about this. I just wonder about, morally I'm against torture, but when you have a country that authorizes it, what does it do to us as a country that we can authorize torture on people?
I don't think authorizing torture is the right thing to do. I think we need to make sure that these were monitored techniques. As the memos displayed, these were monitored with, you know, obviously there were some mishaps. We saw that. We made that correction. We don't want to set a standard. We also don't want to release our techniques so Al-Qaeda can start training for them and prepare for them.
Do you know that waterboarding was prosecuted by the United States in war crimes after World War II when we outlawed it?
That was the point I was going to make, is that, based on that, because they're saying, because we need to get to the other thing Elizabeth has to do, but if we are not careful, it will be much harder for us to bitch when it's done to our people. Right. So I think it is one of those things where it's going to be very, you know, there's a lot of reasons why we were safe. Maybe that helped, but I think all the men and women that do that hard work in the national security area, I think they have a lot to do with why we're safe. I think we may or may not need torture. I think it's a case-by-case basis, and we're going to keep an eye on all this, because I'm sure this is not the end of it.
No, we want to keep things protected, especially today.
That's right, because it's Earth Day.
Right? And it is, yes, that's something we can all agree on. Like I said, but it is also the opening day of Disney Nature's new movie, Earth. And this G-rated movie, I have to say, is great to take the whole family to. It's narrated by James Earl Jones and tells the remarkable story of 3 animal families and their journeys across the planet we call home. You got to watch as polar bear mom struggles to feed her newborn cubs. You see the determination of this elephant mother as she guides, there they are, the little calf, on an endless trek across the desert. And then you follow a humpback whale mommy and her calf as they travel 4,000 miles in search of food. Take a look at this. During opening week, Disney Nature will plant a tree in Brazil's Atlantic forest, which is considered, by the way, the most endangered rainforest in the world. With over 500,000 trees committed so far, this film is already making an impact on the world. And more great news, everyone in today's audience is going to a special screening of Earth after today's show. Enjoy.
And we will be right back with Jeremy.